Okay. Hey guys, it is time and welcome back to my channel where I inform you, I educate you, and I uplift you. So with that being said, good evening, good morning, or good afternoon. It is going on 9:18 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and today's Thursday, March 24th, 2022. So for today's video, really quickly, we will go over and discuss giving yourself permission. So before we get started, make sure you guys are following me on my Instagram and my Twitter at Ty_guidance to stay up to date. So really quickly, I just want to start off by saying that I'm going to go ahead and get myself situated for this live. So, the word permission, for those of you who are returning and may not know what that word means, it means to give consent or to have some form of authority or to lead. So, when you give yourself permission, you're having a form of official authorization or a form of permission. And the reason why I'm making this video is because one, I didn't post a daily upload video today. I have not been feeling good, you guys. I have to go to the doctor's next week because I have some health related issues that I've been going on with. And the reason why I want to address this and make this video really quickly, as well as making up for a video earlier, is because one thing I've learned in life when it comes to healing and when it comes to growing and when it comes to being honest with yourself is that you have to give yourself permission to understand that when you make certain decisions, when you make certain choices in your life, if you don't have the proper guidance or the knowledge or the information to make a wise decision or a decision that's going to be beneficial for you, that it is okay. Most people, when they make decisions out of lack of knowledge, lack of judgment, or lack of guidance, make decisions from either their emotional needs, physical needs, or any form of comfort. Everybody in the world makes mistakes. Everybody in the world goes through things. And the reason why it's so important to give yourself permission is because everybody, including myself, has a past. Nobody on this earth, okay, is perfect. If people try to sit here and try to act like they're better than you, if people try to sit here and make you feel bad, if people try to sit here and point fingers and not hold themselves accountability, do not necessarily react or respond, because you have to give yourself permission to understand people only know what they know and people are only going to do what they do. And that's including yourself. You guys already know I come on here and I'm always myself. The reason why I make these videos is for the safe place and for people to learn and grow as a spiritual healer, as an intuitive leader, as an inspirational teacher. That's all I can do is suggest and advise information. I don't know everything. And I never try to live my life like I do know everything. I do take the time to speak from a place of wisdom as well as experience, as well as what has helped me along my journey. That's why I say I'm a messenger in my videos. And I tell you guys, if these videos resonate with you, that you like these videos, you comment down below, you give these videos a big thumbs up, and you make sure you're subscribed if they don't, to continue to live your life. Because that's what's going to happen in life. Life is going to go on. And the most important thing that I've learned from experience, as well as mentors and peers, the people that I surround myself with, is that things are going to happen in life. And you may not, or you may have control of a situation, but you may or may not understand what things are happening, why they're happening, and how they affect you. So when I come on here and I talk about my past, I talk about the present, I talk about the future, I'm very transparent or honest. Not for people to know my business, not for people to judge me, or not for people to make me feel bad, but to be honest with myself. A lot of people cannot be honest with themselves. A lot of people don't even like to look at themselves in the mirror. And when I look at myself in the mirror, I don't look at myself in the mirror for vanity, for attention, to be braggadocious, to be conceited. I look at myself in the mirror because I have to wake up and lay in the bed with myself, which means I have to wake up and live my life for me, good or bad. And as a young lady, as an adult, as someone who is growing and just turning 25, being responsible, You have to give yourself permission to learn how to become responsible. There are a lot of things that I've done. There are a lot of places that I've been. There are a lot of decisions that I made that were not the best for me. But guess what? I'm now accepting the fact to give myself permission to be honest about it. A lot of people are, may not want to be honest with themselves because it scares them. The dark side, the shadow healing, me as a spiritual healer, that's what I get into the most. And it's not for validation. It's not for to be a prove it all or a know it all. No. Everybody on this earth goes through things. And if anybody feels as though that they are entitled, superior, more than, is somebody I personally that you suggest and advise that you don't want to be around or you remove yourself with anyways. I know a lot of people can't sit here and, be honest with themselves, but it's not my job to point fingers and be like, well, this person's not honest. And this, no, that's like communications. You can have a communication with somebody, and if they only hear what they hear, you could sit here and try to explain yourself. If people are not willing to listen to you, if people are not trying to understand where you're coming from, if you're always the person who is trying to listen to everybody else, if you're the person who always tries to like understand people and they don't, remove yourself. Remove yourself because I tell you guys all the time, get you a pair of scissors. Cut people off. I don't care who it is. I don't care if it's your mom. I don't care if it's your brother. I don't care if it's your friend. I don't care if it's your grandma. Cut them off. Because people know what they do, especially if you say that you're grown. I've only been around on this earth physically for 25 years. I'm not 75. I'm not 45. I'm not a grown adult. I'm a young lady. And as a young lady, I carry myself like such. The fact that I come on here to inform and inspire you guys is for a reason. It's for an example. Nobody is perfect. People like to sit here and play victim. People like to sit here and manipulate your words. People are really wicked in the mind and in the spirit. Because supernaturally, that's all that you are is a spirit. I know a lot of people like to live in their flesh. So a lot of people like to live in their ego. A lot of people don't like to do right because guess what? Before I was able to be this person, I had to make mistakes. I had to live in my ego. I had to do certain things that weren't the best for me. But I would never, first of all, the reason why I don't treat people how they treat me is because I wouldn't be blessed. I wouldn't get nowhere in life. If I acted like I don't do anything wrong, if I acted like I don't understand someone, if I act like, oh, you say this, like, no, if you really can't really humble yourself and be patient to understand people, if all you want to do is just, well, you said this, and I grow up. If you have an issue with someone, if it's your mom, if it's you should be able to talk to these people. If you both mutually cannot have a conversation, cut them off. If they're not willing to meet you halfway, and that goes for any and everybody, cut these people off. They need help. You know what I do for people like that? I pray for people. I don't have enemies. I don't wake up talking crap about people. I don't tell people's business. When I fall out with people, anything that you told me, if you was really friends with somebody, you don't tell people's business. Imagine calling somebody every single day gossiping and you wonder why you are where you are with your life and you try to act like you're perfect and you're not. You're a mess. People will do that to you. So you got to give yourself permission to let people be a mess by themselves. Let people fight their demons by themselves. Nobody is perfect. People will go back and forth with you intentionally because they know that you are a good person. People know what they do. People know how they feel. People are angry with themselves, and when you carry yourself like such, When you're anointed, when you know who you are, you're gonna have people try to bring you down. But you gotta realize you gotta take a step back and give yourself permission and realize, look at the people that's trying to bring you down. All the people that talk about me, I never want to be like them. They don't even want to be like them. They do not unconditionally, because when you respect yourself, you love yourself, you would never. You have no people have no respect for themselves. So when people don't respect themselves, you tell them you have a nice day. You pray for those people and you love them from a distance and you keep it moving. Especially if you say you're grown. If you can't talk to someone, if you have an issue, like for example, if I have a problem with my mom, if I have a problem with my brother, if I have a problem with my friends, and I try to talk to them and they don't want to talk, they don't want to listen, fuck them. Because it takes two people to have a conversation. It's not just always going to be me. It's not just going to, oh, no. If I'm expressing something to you and you still want to go against what I'm saying instead of hearing me out or taking the time to understand, and that goes both ways. Because with me, I'm very patient with people. I don't just say what I want. I listen to what people say and I also express myself. Just because I know how to articulate my words and you may not know how doesn't mean that I'm wrong or that the conversation is just about me. And no, because it's two of us to be in this conversation. People are going to think differently from you. It is okay that people think differently from you. I don't want somebody who thinks exactly like me, because nobody can be me and nobody could be you. But you gotta be, if you say that you're really solid, or if you're a real person, you have genuine, like I said, you respect yourself, you're not gonna want to disrespect somebody. You're not gonna gossip about them. You're not gonna call your friends and talk about them. A lot of people hang out with people that they talk about. You know how messy that, especially if you're an adult, you're messy. You get to talk about everybody else, let somebody talk about you. People don't like when you give them the same energy. That's why I don't match people's energy. I give myself permission. I say what I need to say. If they don't want to listen, they still want to sit here and be like, well, you said this. Grow up. Have some respect for yourself. You don't even respect yourself. And you get upset when somebody who does respect themselves say what they need to say. I understand, yes, I could talk fast and I could talk, a little aggressively, but it's the intention behind it. And nobody is perfect. If I could sit here and be patient enough with you to understand how you feel, but let me say something to you and you just keep going back and forth and you keep pointing fingers, I don't need to talk to you. You're childish. No one needs to be around people that are not going to sit here and be accountable. How you carry yourself goes in a lot of ways. If you respect your body, you're going to take care of yourself. If you respect your car, you're going to take care of yourself. If you respect your house, you're going to take care of your house. You're going to do all these things. And it doesn't take much to tell if somebody respects themselves or not. People avoid their problems. People like to do things, so I don't avoid my problems, because guess what? When I die, I'm not coming back. And when I die, I'm dying in peace. A lot of people are not going to be able to die in peace if they sit here and act like their shit doesn't stink. People will die jealous. People are going to die envious. And people are going to die miserable because they don't want to be responsible. They don't want to forgive themselves. That's why you got to give yourself permission for not knowing what you don't know. Because if you fall out with somebody, if you're friends with somebody, you should be able to talk to that person. If you're my so-called friend, if you're my so-called mother, if you're my so-called brother, you should be able to talk to me. Don't talk about me to other people. You could talk to everybody else about me, but you don't have the balls to talk to me. It's disrespectful. It's disrespectful. People disrespect themselves and they wonder why they're so fucking miserable. So you got to give yourself permission, because it's 2022. Anything like I suggest and advise to you guys, don't be around people like that, and you don't even want to be around people like that, because it's disappointing and it's disgusting. That's so disgusting and it's low. But Miss Landaria, I want to say shout out to you because yesterday she just said it in her video. Thank you. You need people who are going to encourage you. Miss Tiffany, thank you. You don't want to be around people that talk about you, that make you feel bad. One day they're your friend, and the next day they secretly don't like you. When whole time they don't even like themselves, so they can't. You trying to show how you trying to show support to somebody, and they get upset. How you trying to love? You can't. People can only love people how they love themselves. That's what I've learned the hard way. If people don't love themselves, you trying to show love to them, they're not gonna know. It's a foreign language. It's a whole foreign language. That's why you gotta give yourself permission. That's all I'm gonna say. Give yourself permission and forgive yourself. If people want to lie on you, if people want to talk about you, let them. Because guess what? I've never met anybody who left this world alive, as well as what you do, it comes right back to you. Rather you want to believe this shit or not, it's real. How do I know? When I used to steal, when I used to lie, when I used to cheat, oh, it came right back. It's not going to come back when you want it to, but it definitely comes back. And it's not going to come back in the way you expect it. Why? Because nobody leaves this earth alive. Nobody. If people want to disrespect you, let them. You know why? Because they're disrespecting themselves the most. That's what people fail to realize. A lot of people, like she said yesterday, are empty vessels. Let those people be empty vessels. Let those people have that because people got so many problems inside that it kills them. I had a lot of problems inside that it was killing, but I'm not going to suffer. I'm not about to suffer. And I'm not going to allow other people to bring me down just because they're down themselves. That's not my problem. Because guess what? You don't like yourself. You don't have no problem. When you see someone who likes themselves, that's why people they say that they're jealous and envious. They don't like themselves. So if you look good, which I look good, I smell good, and I take care of myself, you're gonna have a problem. Of course, you're gonna be intimidated. You should be. Because I don't walk around like I don't treat people how they carry me on God herself. If I was to treat people like they treated me, I would burn to hell. I would burn so badly. But I don't even have that type of energy to cross people like that because I do carry myself like stuff and I do respect myself. People do not respect themselves at all. So give yourself permission. It's okay. It is okay. Because guess what? Life is going to go on regardless. And them lies, when you lie, it's gonna catch up to you. When I used to lie, my dad, the reason why he was able to catch me in my lie is because first of all, when you lie, and I know this because I used to lie as a child. I used to be really bad. When you lie, you just went from this, then you went from that, then you said this, that like tell the truth. My dad, my dad used to tell me that all the time. Tell the truth. When you tell the truth, you don't have to worry about anything. If you honest with yourself, like if you steal, like I used to steal, okay? I sure did. I used to steal from stores. I never stole from people, but I used to steal from stores. When I used to steal from stores, and one day I got caught, and ever since that day, I've been stole since because I had to tell the truth. If you want to do stuff, everybody has a past. And one thing about me, I don't have to tell people's business. I don't have to call people every single day and gossip about them to make myself feel good because that's lame. You don't even like yourself and you wonder why you don't have real genuine friends. All the people y'all talk about each other to each other's anyways. I don't want no people that's gonna talk about me when I leave. No. Ew, that's disgusting. We're not in high school. And if you are in high school, that okay, that's you're naive. It's okay for I'm not justifying high schoolers, but to be a grown adult, if you're over the age of 25 and you say you're an adult and you gossip, get a life. And I don't care how anybody feels because I don't sit here, like I said, I don't treat people how they treat me. They wouldn't be able, you would not be able to hang. You would not be able to hang because when I confront people and I be trying to have conversations, it's and yeah, Are you a child? I'm not a babysitter. Like Beyonce said, I'm not your mama. I'm not your dad. Kids need to be taken care of and they should be raised and held accordingly. How you a grown adult and you walk around disrespecting people, talking about them, lying on them, and thinking that's okay, and thinking that you're supposed to live your life holy and saved. And of course, I'm not no perfect angel, but I sit here and I talk about the shit that I go through so people know that it's okay to grow. It's okay to have skeletons in your closet. And nobody gets to make me feel bad about it. Like, don't address shit. So when people talk about you, give yourself permission. Let them say whatever they need to say. When people want to talk about, let them say whatever they need to say. Because while you get to I'm going to go to bed and sleep peacefully, even though my stomach hurts, I'm going to wake up tomorrow. And if I don't, I die going to sleep knowing that I had nothing to worry about. That's how you rest in peace. A lot of people are going to be rest in pieces if they don't get themselves together. How you going to die being angry? How you going to die being miserable? How you going to die being afraid? What is the purpose of you living? That's what an empty vessel is. The enemy likes to sit here and steal, kill, and get into anybody's spirit. If you friends with somebody, if you in a relationship with somebody, communicate. If that's your mother, communicate. If you can't sit here and have a civil conversation and you want somebody to talk, you get somebody else to meet it. If that's not gonna work, stop talking to these people. Like, I'm done. I've been giving myself permission. I don't care to talk to nobody who doesn't want to be honest with themselves. I don't care who you are. Whatever I need, whatever you need, keep the line there, keep the line crossed. Everyone showed me multiple time after time and time why I shouldn't even want to be around these people. But because they know it's not in my heart to sit here and act the way that they do, because I don't want to be like you. I wouldn't want to be like you. I see how you live. People be trying to act like there's something that they're not. I don't need to act like shit. I come on here and I look how I look. Y'all want to talk about me? Go ahead. I don't care. Because at the end of the day, I know, like I said, I look at myself every single day in the mirror. You think I'm ugly? Guess what? I'm not supposed to be attractive to everybody. You think my hair looks crazy? Go ahead and send me somebody to get my hair done. You think my skin is breaking off? Go ahead and take me to the dermatologist. If you're not financing me, if you're not feeding me, you're not trying to help me, if you're not educating me, you have a blessed day and you have a nice day. That's all I'm going to tell you. You have a nice life. I don't argue with people. I'm not going back and forth. If I try to have a conversation with you and you try to manipulate the situation, you want to sit here and be toxic, you want to sit here and point fingers back and forth, because as an adult, real adults know how to communicate. Real adults don't get, oh, I don't want to talk about this. That's because you don't know how to communicate. You don't know how to communicate. That's why you don't want to talk about it. You don't want to be held accountable for your actions. It's easier for you to point fingers. It's easier for you to be the victim. It's easier for you to gossip because you don't have to be accountable. That's why you got to give yourself permission. Let people do whatever they need to do. And make sure you smile. Smile. At the end of the day, I feel great. I'm alive. Yes, my stomach hurts, but I'm going to get the shit fixed. And I'm gonna continue to live my life. Now I'm in a space where I'm more than grateful because now I have an abundance. Anything I want to do, I could do. And it's not about the physical and material because, like I said, I've had $0 and I've had now $1,000,000. That shit comes and goes. Do what you can and do the right thing. If you're going to live your life, be a good person to yourself. You don't got to explain yourself to people. You don't got to prove yourself to people. You don't even got to surround yourself with people if you don't want to. Like me, the reason why I don't surround myself with a lot is because everyone tries to be something or not. Like, social media is just an app. If you feel like, oh my gosh, I need to look a certain type of way, or I need to carry myself, why are you on social media? If you're going to be on social media, enjoy yourself. Social media, once again, you guys, this is why I read the words. Social media is just a search engine. It's the internet. Don't let these apps and the internet fool you. How you carry yourself in real life should be the same energy that you have on social media. That's why people are insecure. That's why people are confused. That's why people are so lost, because they don't know who they are and then they try to be something that they're not. People are aware of how you carry yourself. People, you try to sit here, oh my gosh, I didn't know. Yes, you did know. This whole entire time, you knew that you was a mess. And then when somebody sees that you're a mess, oh my gosh, you know damn well you was a mess. People be lying to themselves so much they think it's acceptable, and it's really scary. But Miss Landaria said it yesterday. It had to happen, and I'm thankful. I'm so thankful. I am so thankful. Because all I ask now, not only do you give yourself permission, keep the same energy. Y'all, my voice is cracking, but keep the same energy. I didn't switch up. I just grew. I don't try to think I'm better than I'm not Miss Hollywood now. No, guess what? You try to act like something that you weren't, and I peeped your shit. I peeped your game. And because I don't move like that, that's why you and I, we're not on the same level. And you can't sit with me. And I don't want to sit with you. I wouldn't even want to be around somebody like that because that's low. Nobody is perfect. If people want to sit here, it's so funny to me how people sit here and try to act like they never done nothing. That's why I talk about the things, and I'm proud. I'm so proud of who I am. I'm very proud of who I am because it takes a lot. This is the fucking internet. Anybody could see this shit. But I don't give a fuck. Excuse my language. I'm gonna stop cursing because it's not ladylike. But I don't care. I didn't make this platform to be seen. I didn't make this platform to be validated. I didn't make this platform for people to like me. I'm here to educate people who choose to be educated. Why are you on somebody's page if you don't like them? If you don't like them, why are you watching? People spend so much time watching you, watching me, that while you watch me, I'm living my best life. I get to go to sleep and wake up and eat whatever I want when I want. You don't have that privilege. So I suggest about you worry about yourself. I work for myself. I get to do what I want whenever I want because I choose to. I don't let people who are not in a position to make me feel about what I'm doing. Just because you don't see me doing something doesn't mean it's not being done. Just because you don't see me having who are in I don't need that's the problem. People try to live for other people. I don't need to live for nobody because at the end of the day, unless somebody dies with me, it's just going to be me. Nobody is perfect. Like my father, he was not perfect at all, but he showed me how to be responsible. He showed me how to be accountable. My father has made a lot of decisions that were not perfect, but he was man enough to admit it. I respect people. I will respect you so much more if you sit here and say, you know what? I don't like you, or you this, or you that, whatever it is. But instead, you rather sit here, like Miss Landaria said, stab somebody in the back than to sit here and be honest. But it's cool. That's why you got to give yourself permission. You got to give yourself permission to let people do what they need to do. Let them act accordingly. Let these people say, let them gossip. Let the birds chirp, because that's all you are is a bird. That's what birds do. And that's not to degrade nobody, but when people gossip, just call them a bird. Literally, that's what birds do. That noise, that chirp, 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 that's what birds do. So if you want to be a bird, go ahead and be a bird. I'm not a bird. I'm a human being. I respect myself. Because I don't have to call people names. I used to do that when I was young. Let's say being young. If you want to know who was petty, I used to be extremely petty. I used to be very petty as a child when I was in middle school, when I had friends, female friends in high school. That shit is not cute. It is not cute. Like I'm embarrassed. I'm embarrassed with a lot of people that I used to associate myself. That's embarrassing. You have no respect for yourself. Like, you see how disgusted I feel? That's disgusting. That's so disgusting. And that goes for men too. Like, I know men that talk way more than females. Like, you're a boy. Grow some balls. No grown man is gonna sit here and talk badly about no female. And no grown woman is gonna sit here and bring down another female. You're not no real woman if you do. You have no respect for yourself. And I don't know. Like, let people do what they do, y'all. And just make sure you keep it real with yourself. Because like I said, everything comes to light. Everything, like Miss Lindari said, everything has a timeline. Everything has an expiration date. Everything has an expiration date. Everything, that's two things I could factually prove to you. Everything has an expiration date, and everything is going to come to a timeline. Why? Because nothing in life is going to stay the same. If people are in the same spot, that's because they're not moving. But guess what? It's already Thursday. It's 9:47. Guess what tomorrow's going to be? Tomorrow's going to be what, you guys? Friday. Friday. And then what? And then next thing you know, it's going to be April before you know it. The world's not going to stop just because people want to be liars and gossipers. Like, no, the reason why I talk about my past is so for people to feel comfortable. I don't care if anybody tries to hear. You can't talk about people's business unless they tell you. That's why I don't know why people feel so comfortable to sit here and talk about you, because it's like you wouldn't know none of this information if I didn't tell you. And not just that, I could have lied about the shit that people could lie about anything. That's why I tell you guys to recognize people's spirit. You can't just listen to any and everybody. I don't listen at, you know how many adults talk crap? Do you think I listen to what they say when it comes to me trying to better myself? No. If anything, I know what not to do. I know that if we were friends, I would not tell you my friend. I would not want to be your friend, and I'm not going to tell you my business because you sitting here, yeah, girl, and she said this, and yeah, God, that means you talk about everybody like that. And then to sit here and publicly, anybody who could publicly or go out their way and cause a scene, they just need attention. People who talk badly, and that's what I realized. That's why you gotta give yourself permission. Every person I know who gossips, they need attention. Every person who tries to act a certain type of way, they need attention. Y'all need attention. They need the most love. People are really like I said, a lot of people are empty vessels. Miss Landaria, thank you so much, because you are so right. And I can't wait to network with her and be with her, because like she said, we taking trips. We got our money right. We are going where we need to go. That's the only type of time that I'm on. So Miss Landaria, I love you and I'm very proud of you, and I'm thankful that I have you in my life. Miss Tiffany, and you guys, I have mentors for a reason, because I'm not perfect. My Aunt Crystal, I love you, okay? My dad, you can love other people, but you can also pray for them. But those people have shown me in my life. Those people not only told me things, they showed me. It's one thing to tell somebody something, but it's another way to show somebody. They don't talk badly about me. And if they, like my aunt, the reason why I like my aunt is because she'll say what need to be said because she's saying out of love. It's one thing if you tell somebody, because I know people who tell you stuff and then they talk about you. I don't need your advice. I don't need your advice. My aunt, she will tell me because she cares about me and she'll hold me accountable. It's one thing if somebody's giving you constructive criticism and they're giving you constructive criticism to better you. If you're just talking about somebody, you're not any good. You're not. I'd rather somebody tell me something to better myself and actually care about me than to talk about me to bring me down. Because what is the purpose of you giving an advice if you're going to bring somebody down? You don't have to sit here and bring people down to feel good about yourself. And if you got to bring people down just to feel good about yourself, like I said, go ahead and get y'all a pair of scissors and start cutting these people off in real life. If you got to bring me down just for you to feel good, I don't want to be around you at all. Don't tell people you know me. Don't tell people we used to associate. Because guess what? I promise you, I know how to act like people don't exist. Say what you want. Oh, you think you're this. Oh, yep, I sure am. You know why? Because I don't want to be around people who act like that. I would never want to surround myself with people who act like that. So let people say what they let them do whatever they need to do. If that makes them feel better, go ahead. You gotta give yourself permission. You can't worry about what people are gonna say. Because people, like I said, when you look good, when you take care of yourself, when you're doing right by yourself, people are gonna talk. Oh, people are gonna, because they don't have nothing else. It's called community service. Community service is when a group of people come together and they do their services. Let people have their community service. Let them. Let people be, let them, let people do. You gotta give yourself, like you said, give yourself permission. It's a lot of things that I've done in my past that I had to give myself permission about. Because why? I don't do none of the stuff that I do. That's why I talk about my past so comfortably, and I don't mind people asking me questions. I don't mind people saying anything, because once again, anybody who takes any form of information and tries to use it against you or run your mouth about you, that's not people you want to be around anyways. Why would you want to hang around people that talk about you? Why would you want to hang around people that make you feel bad? And then for people to act a certain type of way, like, people know what they do. People are easily triggered. If you say something to somebody and they hear one word and they run with it, they're easily triggered. That means you can't sit still. You don't have enough discipline. You're not obedient enough to sit still and be quiet and shut your mouth and listen. I know how to listen. That's why I give myself permission. You can sit here and be telling the honest God truth. And somebody who's wicked, somebody who's manipulative, somebody who's negative, somebody who's evil, they'll sit there and turn that shit into a pot. Let that shit boil by itself. Don't even give it no time and energy. If people want to be wicked, the wicked, because that's the difference between good and bad. It's not hard to tell the difference. People, like, one thing I realized, people commit crimes every day. If people can forgive themselves and God can forgive them, that's not nobody's place. That's why I don't sit here. I'm not going to tell nobody's business. I'm not going to fall out with nobody and tell their business. I don't have to talk about people to feel good with people. If you got to talk about people to make yourself feel good, I don't want to be around you. You don't even want to be around you. That's why you talk about everybody. Like, shout out to Devin White. Like he said, the reason why people mind my business and mind your business is because they don't know how to mind their own business. People do not like to face themselves. I don't know why, because if one thing I want to suggest and advise, and one thing I've learned about being honest, is that when you hold yourself accountable, nobody can say nothing to you. That's why people try. Like, people try me and it's like, you don't even hold yourself accountable. That's why you're trying to bring me down, because you know that I could come on here, especially on YouTube, on the internet, and say what I've done. I don't care. Like, the past, guess what? Does 2017 exist? What is today's date? If y'all want to comment down below, what is today's date? What does March 2022 have to do with October 2016? Like the girl said on TikTok, you're going to go through things in life. You're okay. It's over with. Your past is in the past for a reason. Now, if you keep making the same decisions, yeah, you may have a problem. But the purpose of your past is to learn. If you're not learning from what you're doing, like my dad told me, you're going to keep doing the same thing. You're going to keep making the same decisions in your life. And people do not realize nobody's going to want to deal with you. Nobody's going to want to tolerate you. If you don't even want to tolerate yourself, if you don't respect yourself, why would I? Why should I? What sense does that make? Why would someone want to be around someone they don't even respect someone? Why would someone be around someone all they do is talk about people? Nobody is perfect. I'm not saying everybody has to come on here and tell their business and, you know what I'm saying, necessarily talk about their past. But the reason why I come on here and the reason why I talk about my past is because it is my past. And I take pride, and I'm very proud. I'm proud that I could sit here and come on here and talk about the things that I've done. I'm proud that I could sit here as a young lady at the age of 25 and say, you know what? I did this, I did that. And so what? What about it? Once again, people that gossip about you, people who tell your business, you're telling my business. If it wasn't for me, you wouldn't know what I've done. And one thing about me, tell my business. Like I said, let people talk about you, because one thing about when you run your mouth, if you can't stand on what you say, you're going to fall. And one thing about me, I can stand on everything that I say, opinion or fact. Why? Because it's me. Social media is a word to me. YouTube is a word for me. Any advice on how to work with people who are difficult to work with? So, good evening, good morning, good afternoon to Brittany. What I would suggest and advise when you're around people who are difficult to work with, if you are going to work and you're working on yourself, you just got to focus on yourself. You got to focus on yourself. You can't worry about the people that you're at work with. I understand that you have to work with those people. If you can, when you go to work, have your day set up, get your money. If your intention to go to work is to get your money, focus on worrying about getting your money. Don't let the people at your job make you feel some type of way because you have to be at your job. Get your money. When you go to work, the only thing that you should be worried about is getting your money and clocking out. If you need to listen to some music before you go to work, drink, turn up, whatever you need to do, make sure you smell good, you look good, go to work. When people have a nasty attitude, don't give them no time and energy. Because at the end of the day, if you go off on a customer, if you go off on your employees, they want to fire you, then what? That's happened to me before. When I had a job, before I became civil, I had a boss and she didn't like me. I didn't like her. I got suspended because I tried to fight her. And then when I came back, I ended up quitting. It's not worth your time and energy. I was 19 years old when that happened. It's not worth your time and energy. You can't let people, especially when you're at work, because if you need a job, if you need to financially take care of yourself, you can't let nobody fuck with your pockets. When you go to work, go to work. And I've had Mr. Darryl, I have had adults tell me that when you go to work, you go to work and to work. If you become friends with these people, okay, that's cool. If not, keep it cordial. So when you go to work, and let's just say you have a coworker you don't like, don't worry about them. If you see that they're coming one way, you go the other way. If you have to speak to them, hold yourself, because one thing I realized, the calmer you become, the easier it is to just sit there and smile in people's faces. Or if not, when they leave, you can flick them off, or in the back of your head, just think about, you know what, I'm not giving these people my time and energy. Because if you're worried about yourself, what other people got to say to you, let them talk. Because if you got to work somewhere for 8 to 12 hours and they want to sit here, let them do what they need to do. Because guess what? You're not going to be there. You're going to do it. You got to focus. You have to focus. And you got to worry about your bigger plans. Like, what happens today, I'm not going to worry about 3 months from now. What happens to you today when you go to work, it's not going to matter tomorrow. Tomorrow's going to be Friday. So if you want to keep your job, don't pay attention to those people when you go to your work. If you need to, before you go to work, ground yourself. If you need to, like I tell you guys all the time, get you a journal or a notebook. Let me see. And start writing down how you feel. If not, call people that care about you and don't be fake. If you're friends with somebody, be friends with them and be their friend, because people don't have to talk to you. So if you're not going to be a good person to yourself, that's nothing. Be a good person to yourself. If you're good to yourself, when you go to work, you're just at work. You feel me? If you carry yourself, you respect yourself, you're not about to sit here and go back and forth. And I'm not saying people not going to try you, because that's what people are going to do. People are going to test you. People are going to try you. It's not worth your time and energy. If you have a goal, if you have something that you want to do in your life, make sure you do that. Don't worry about this short, because in 3 months from now, the people that you don't like, they're not going to matter. They're not. Every day is going to continue to go on. You don't want to live your life being angry. You don't want to be mad and upset at people because here's the thing. When you give people your time and energy, you're the only person who's upset. Like, one thing I've had to realize, me trying to confront people, me trying to sit here and explain what happened, it's not worth my time and energy. Once you realize that somebody's fake, once you realize people are talking about you, once you realize people are messed up, ask yourself, do I even want to be around these people? Like, you know what I'm saying? Ask yourself, like, do I even want to be around these people? What are these people like? And that's another thing I want to suggest and advise to you, Brittany. Start asking yourself, are these people? And I like to joke. If you need to make a joke out of it, make a joke out of it. Just sit here and fix yourself together. You're a beautiful woman. Just look at yourself. I'm a beautiful woman. Do I really look like I'm about to sit here and entertain these people? No. When you look good, you feel good. You're not about to sit here and entertain ugliness. And ugliness is not what you look like, it's how you carry yourself. It's your spirit. If you got a good spirit inside, You don't give your energy to vampires. If people want to have a nasty attitude, let them have a nasty attitude. If people want to fix their face, let them be miserable. That has nothing to do with you. Why would you? What does that? That don't have nothing to do with Brittany. If Brittany goes to work, if Brittany, let's just say you work at Wendy's or McDonald's. If you work at Wendy's and McDonald's and people are miserable, why would you even want to? Why would you even want to talk to these people? Like really act. Like take some time. Like another thing I would say, take some time and really sit here and be like, do I really want to sit here and go back and forth? You gotta give yourself permission. Like me, I gotta realize, do I even want to sit here and explain myself to this person? And I know that they're still gonna sit here because when people do wrong and they don't think that they're doing any wrong, they're gonna play the victim. People are gonna try to manipulate you. People are gonna make excuses, and it's just like, do I even want to sit here? Like you're not even worth my time and energy. You're not if they're not financing you, if they're not feeding you, if they're not trying to do anything to help you, why would you listen to people who don't fit those categories? Why would you want to surround yourself with people who are not in a position to better themselves or to better you? Like what they have to say is just an opinion. Now, if people want to sit here, like for example, like me, people will start try to sit here and bash you. You can't pay that shit no mind because it's so many people that are gonna try you, and that's what they want. People want a reaction. People really want to action. Like people do things intentionally. Like I know a lot of people who purposely do things on purpose to manipulate the energy. And the only reason why I used to respond was because I would defend myself and I wouldn't allow people to just say anything. Now that I realize I don't even care. I'm 25 years old. I do not care. From this day forward, I'm giving myself permission. Once I realized that you are sitting here and you're grimy, once I realized that you're fake, once I realized you could sit here and talk badly about me, gossip about me, you're not trying to help me, you're not trying to put no money in my pockets, or get you a pair of scissors and cut these people off. Cut them off. Cut these people off. Remove yourself. You do not have to hang around people that make you feel bad, especially when you're not at work. So when it comes to customers, if you know, for example, if you work at a fast food, like I've worked at Wendy's, I worked at McDonald's, I don't let people get to me because like I need my money. I'm not gonna argue with nobody. I'm not arguing with no customers because it's just like if they send me home, I'm gonna have a problem. I'm gonna blow up the whole establishment, and you don't need to go to jail, okay? We don't need to be. We know I've been. You do not want to go to jail, okay? You ain't got no money to be going to jail, and you're not gonna be making no money while you're in jail. So don't get in trouble because it's not worth it, okay? Nobody should have that much power or energy over you. Like that's why you gotta give yourself permission. Like I'm realizing, give yourself permission. If people want to sit here, like if you at work, let's just say you at work, you gotta answer the phone, or and somebody's giving you a nasty attitude. If you see that somebody has a nasty attitude, this is a secret. You have the power. You could decide how this conversation is gonna go. Don't feed into their level. If someone's sitting here and they give you a nasty attitude, and you're like, okay, just okay, okay. Remember, you're beautiful. Okay, put your lip gloss on. Get the okay. Oh, okay. You want me? Okay, okay. And it's not going like that. It's not being a biatch. It's not none of that. Because at the end of the day, you saving your peace. Like I've learned to save my peace. I don't argue with nobody. Once I realize that you're gonna sit here, like I said, and turn what I said against me, or talk badly about me, or spread lies and spread rumors, okay, you have a nice life. Start telling people you have a nice life, or you get your scissors. Because at the end of the day, tomorrow is gonna be Friday, and guess where I'm going to the bank. I'm going to the bank tomorrow. I'm going to the bank first thing in the morning. Either I have to walk or I have a ride. I'm going to go where I need to go. The world's not going to stop. In 3 months from now, you're not going to have these problems. It's not going to matter. It's not even going to matter tomorrow. You don't let nobody. That's why me personally, I don't hold grudges. If I gotta pray for somebody and forgive them, keep it pushing. It's not to say that you can't remember what people did. The reason why I forgive people so easily is because, like I said, I'm not about to die angry. Let's just say I'm mad at somebody, or somebody talks about me and tries to throw my character, and then the next day I get into a car accident or I lose my job and I become homeless. Now, not only am I homeless and I'm broke, I'm angry. I don't need to be homeless, angry, and broke. That's too many problems. Don't feed into your problems. That's another thing I want to suggest and advise, and I learned. Do not, if you have a problem, Find a solution. If you don't want to solve your problem, let it be what it is. Another thing, when I was in jail, this lady told me, like, you crying about your situations is not going to solve your issue. It's not to say that you can't cry and that you can't feel, but you got to know, okay, if this is something that I want to fix, fix it. If not, keep it pushing. And don't let nobody should have that much power over you. Nobody should have that much energy over you. Like, I don't let, like, now, me being 25, I'm grateful that I'm 25. I'm so grateful because a lot of people, they don't get to live every single day. And every people don't get to live how I live. I'm grateful. I'm learning to be so grateful. Like, where I was at 21, at 22, at 23, all the crazy things that I did now, because it's like, as you get older in life, it's gonna hit you. You don't want to be 25 years old. For anybody who's younger than me, I want to suggest and advise, you don't want to be 25 years old trying to figure. No, if you could do it at 21, if you could do it at 22, if you could do it at 23, do it now. So therefore, when you're my age, you can be like, Ty, you know what? I got myself together, okay, and I could be like, you know what? I'm proud of you, because that's good. The younger you are, the better it is. Because a lot of people, when they get 30, 40, 50, 60s, if they don't take care of themselves, they're not going to take care of themselves. And it's going to be harder. Like, me personally, no shade to the people that's 60, 50. I don't want to be my body all out of shape. And I can't even get up. I can't even walk. Like, right now, I got to get surgery in all my whole body because the things that I've done in my past from being 21 and 20 years old. Your consequences, that's what people fail to realize. Your consequences are going to come up to you. That's another reason why you got to be careful how you do people. People think that you could just talk about them. People do not realize that's going to come back to you. When I cheated, the one time I only cheated on my one boyfriend, I messed around. I ended up dealing with somebody who cheated on me way worse and some more. When I stole, like I said, and I got caught, I was embarrassed. I end up getting, you're gonna get caught. When I talked about people, all that made me realize is how important they were. If somebody is not important to you, if you're not jealous, if you're not envious, why are you talking about people? That's the problem. People like to talk about people because they think they're important. You know how many people think you're important? You know how many people think I'm important? People will watch you, people will keep up with you and be like, oh, I don't, but you always watching. Obviously, I have enough attention to have, like, you know how you live, like, rent free. People like to say you live rent free in people's minds and you wouldn't even know. Instead of people saying, you know what, I appreciate you, you know what, I could learn from you, they'll watch and they'll talk about you instead of trying to better in themselves. Meanwhile, while they watching you and they talking about you, guess who's living their life? Me. Guess who's living their life? You. So when you go to work and you're around people, like, let's just say your coworkers, you don't like them, don't talk to them. If they say something, you keep it short. If they say, Brittany, you need to come here, you can calmly let them know, I don't appreciate how you talk to me, and I don't like when you say this. If they still want to be there, okay, don't talk to them ever again, and keep it moving. If you realize that they're trying to get under, because that's the thing, people like to try to get under your skin, and it's not until you blow up or you shoot them, put three holes in your ear like a bowling ball, big boy. That's what T.I. said. You clap back and then, oh my God, she's crazy. Oh my God. Yeah. But we don't need to be going to jail because, we know, okay? It's not worth it. It's not worth it. And it's not to say, like, people that really care about themselves, I'm starting to realize, like, the young lady that I'm trying to be, I don't have to sit here and tussle because, like I said, I'm not about to sit here like how I used to be. I would really, pop it off. If you know, you know. But I don't have that type of time right now. Like I said, I've been to jail multiple times in my life, okay? And, I don't like showering. Like, I just told somebody yesterday, when I was in jail, I did not like using the same soap to shower, to wash my underwear with, and take a shower with. I didn't like eating the oranges and the brownies and none of that. It's not worth it. Because while you're in jail, those people get to sleep peacefully. That's why you got to have the power. You got to give yourself permission and don't feed into your problems. Like, when people want to do all this stuff, let them. And you thank them, because these are people that you now know that, one, you don't want to be around. And these are people you would never surround yourself with. So every person that's talked about me, every person who's gossiped about me, every person who's going to try to bring something out, thank you so much. You are all an example of what I don't want to be like. And I wouldn't even want to be like you anyways, because y'all are talking about me. I live rent free in people's minds while I sleep peacefully. and I'm pretty. And I'm not talking about my physical stuff. I'm talking about how my spirit is. My spirit is the most beautiful thing about me because I don't need to have $1,000,000. I don't need to have designer clothes. I don't need to always have my hair done. It's how I carry myself. It's how I treat myself. If I respect myself enough, I'm not going to sit here and go out my way and disrespect other people. If you want to sit here and disrespect people, if you want to sit here and be low, go ahead. Have a nice life. Have a nice day. I hope you feel better. If you're not going to be grown enough to talk about what you say and how you feel, then don't worry about it. Because not just that, people feel guilty. People know what they do. If you was really friends with somebody, you wouldn't want to try to tell their business. If you really care about somebody, you're not going to gossip about them. You would tell them. And not just that, once again, why would you want to surround yourself and be with people who can't even be honest? Like, just start giving yourself permission. Like, that's something I really, like this weekend, I'm really going to be reflecting on that and really make sure of it. I'm not about to sit here and go back and forth because it's like, if you could disrespect yourself like that, if you could act one way today and then act another way tomorrow, you're not stable. You don't want to be around people who are not stable. Like, that's inconsistent. This year, we only want to be around people who are consistent. If people are not willing to be consistent, don't worry about them. Like on TikTok, you do not have to worry about me. You do not have to worry about me. Hold on, you guys. Do not worry about none of these people. Like, give yourself permission to grow. And nobody is perfect. Nobody is perfect. So if anybody tries to make you feel bad, you don't want to be around those people anyway. Like, all these people making me reevaluate, like Miss Lindaria said, and I will tag her and leave her link. These are not people you want to be around anyways. I promise you, you are not missing out on nothing. Because guess what? The world's going to go on regardless. Life's not going to stop just because somebody was talking about you. Life's not going to stop just because somebody said something about you. So if they're going to talk, just let them talk. Because people know what they do. And people know how they feel. People know when they're wrong. People know when they're wrong. That guilt is going to catch up to them. If it don't catch up to them now, they're going to live their whole life afraid. That's why a lot of people are stagnant, because they live their life afraid. My neighbor, Miss Lisa, shout out to you, Miss Lisa. She told me, you don't need to be afraid and you need to be calm at all times. You should not live your life in fear. Nobody should be able to make you feel any type of way. Nobody. Like, if people make you feel like you're living your life in fear, if people want to sit here and act one way and do, those are not people. That's not the type of company you want. It is not the type of company that you want at all. Excuse me, you guys. So when you go to work, don't worry about them people. Let people say what they need to. Let people talk, because not just that, you gotta realize, you know how much time and energy it takes to talk about other people who are not doing anything for you? I don't want to live my life talking about people who I don't like. If I don't like someone and I don't tell them why I don't like them, or if I can't be honest and, speak to them, what do I need to sit here and talk to them about? What is there to say? Especially if they're gonna sit here and lie or be manipulative, it's like, okay, if you want to be demonic, you want to be evil, go ahead. That don't got nothing to do with me. Let people say what they need to say. If that's gonna make them feel better, shoot, 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 go right ahead, be my guest. Cause all you're doing is embarrassing yourself. Like, that's embarrassing. People do not realize, like, that's really embarrassing. Why would you want to embarrass yourself if you don't have to? You don't have to sit here and go out your way trying to be the villain or any of that. Like, that's really embarrassing. Like, people, they don't have no respect for themselves. And I feel bad. I genuinely do feel bad for people because it's just like people need help. Like, that's why me personally, I've learned like from all that, you just got, if people don't know something, don't pay no mind. Don't pay it no mind whatsoever. And just hold yourself accountable. As long as you're doing the right thing, whatever other people are doing, that's not your business. Like, yeah, I'm not gonna lie, it may make you feel some type of way. And like I said, I'm only 25, you guys. It's taken me some time to come to this point in my life. Like the past 5 years of my life, like my whole entire life, but the past 5 years specifically, only because I'm 25 years old. Like I said, I can't go back to being 20 years old. I can't. You shouldn't want to do the things that you did 5 years ago if it wasn't beneficial to you. Like I do want to suggest and advise that. Like everyone has to grow on their own pace. That's why I tell you guys, don't compare yourself to people. Don't put yourself in competition with people, and just realize the type of people that you're surrounding yourself with. If you really friends with somebody, if someone really wants to be there for you, they will. They're not gonna sit here and bring you down. They're not gonna sit here and act one way and then be another. People are just disturbed. So if people are fighting battles, let people fight their battles by themselves. They don't have nothing to do with you. When people want to sit here and fight battles, let them do it all by themselves. Let people do what they need to do because eventually it's gonna come a day. Everything that I've ever done wrong, like me personally, I've had to apologize to every single person I did wrong. Only because of who I am and like I said, how I carry myself. Some people may not apologize to you. So don't, like me personally, I don't expect people to apologize to me, but most people, they usually do. And if they don't, you know what people did. You don't gotta sit here. And they know that too. That's why people avoid you. Like when people do wrong by you, they'll try to avoid you. If people block you, they stop talking to you, it's because they're avoiding you. They're guilty. Their spirit is going to be guilty. So really quickly, you guys, I'm about to go ahead and make the thumbnail for the video. And I'm gonna get in this video. And then, like I said, I wasn't feeling too good. That's the only reason why I didn't post a daily upload. But tomorrow, if not by this weekend, I will be back posting daily uploads. Like I said, we have the rest of this month as well as the rest of this year. And I'm excited for both. So let me make this thumbnail. Take. Let's see. Okay. You gotta give yourself permission. Because at the end of the day, you can't change people anyways. Like, that's one thing I've learned. That's why I'm learning to give myself permission. Like, accept people for who they are. When they show you who they are and they let you know how they feel, like, once again, nobody is perfect. So, like, if people want to judge you, if people want to talk about your past, if people want to gossip about you, if they're not financing you, they're not feeding you, they're not trying to better you, don't worry about it. Because the same way people talk about you is the same way you could talk about them. Like, and when you usually talk about people and you say the things to them, it's usually worse. Like all the people that's ever try to like, discredit me or just have bad ill will towards me, they already knew that if I said anything to them or if I sat here and did something, they wouldn't like it. That's why they had to talk about me. And they know that I have the strength inside of me. Like Miss Lindaria said, I have light inside of me. I'm not a wicked person. I don't just wake up and gossip about people. I don't just, be fake. I don't just talk about people just to talk about them. I have a life. And when you try to sit here and you talk to people, if they're not trying to talk to you, like if people talk to you one way one day and then the next day they try to talk to you a different type of way, it's like, okay, you're not someone I want to be friends with anyway. So whatever makes you feel better. I hope you feel better. I hope that makes you feel better. Like, I hope that you talking about me or talking about people, I hope it makes you feel better. I hope you sleep peacefully at night. I hope that you get everything you need. Because at the end of the day, everybody is enough land for everybody in the world to be successful and happy. And that's all I care about. And that's why it's funny. Like, people will say things and they don't mean. That's why you gotta be mindful of who you listen to. People will sit there and say, "Yeah, I want the best for you," and then turn around and rob you and do a whole bunch of stuff. And it's just like, didn't you just say that you wanted the best for me? Didn't you just say you wanted everyone to do well? But that lets you know a lot of people just say things that they don't mean. That's why I talk about my past. I talk about my past comfortably because there are a lot of things that I did that I wasn't proud of. And once again, anybody who tries to talk about your past, like, is it 2017? Is it 2018? You're in a timeline while we're living life. Don't let people get to you that's not going no place. And that's the thing. People know that they're not going nowhere. That's why they gotta feel like they gotta sit there and put all this energy towards you. People be upset because you got stuff going on with your life and they don't have nothing going at their life. So they're like, oh, let me go ahead and bring her down. Let me go ahead and talk about her. Let me go ahead and gossip. Let me go ahead and be mean to her. Let me go ahead and belittle her. But you're an adult. If you have my phone number and you can't call me, if you can't come to my house, knock on my door, if you can't, get your time to collect your thoughts and then address me, you have a nice life. I don't want to be around you anyways because nobody is perfect. And anybody who acts like they're so perfect or they're so this and they're so that, let them be that. Because once again, time tells. Let people say what they need to do. Let people say what they need to do. If you say this, then just make sure you stand on it. Keep the same energy. So you could forgive people and you forgive them for yourself. You forgive them for yourself because once again, I don't hold grudges. I'm not gonna let nobody have that much power over me. I'm not about to lose sleep. If I try to talk to you and you sit here talking badly about me, or if you try to flip the script, or if you try to act like and make it seem like it's just me and that you didn't do nothing, you got it. You don't have to explain it. Like when you tell the truth speaks for itself. You don't gotta sit here and go back and forth. Like I'm learning that because that's all people want to do. People will really try to sit here, make things about you, and then when you confront them, I don't know what the heck, but like I said, people be fighting their own demons, people be having their own problems. That's not my issue, and that's not your business either. Okay, you guys. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Live your life. Okay, give yourself permission. And as long as you growing, that's all that matters. As long as you could grow every single day, as long as you show up for yourself, as long as you put in the work, it doesn't matter, okay? Because like I said, none of this is going to matter in 3 months from now. None of this is going to matter in a year from now. And none of this is going to matter by the end of the week because it's already about to be Friday. It's about to be the weekend, baby. So make sure you guys are safe. Make sure you guys, like I said, are drinking plenty of water. I need to go ahead and refill my water bottle. I need to continue to drink more water because, like I said, I have to get surgery. Maybe or maybe not. I don't know. My doctor's appointment is next week. I'll let you guys know about that. Okay. But just live your life. Okay. And I'm going to continue to show up for you guys. I'm going to say thank you to Brittany and everyone else who's been in the chat. I love you guys all equally. Okay. And forgive yourself. So if you've done some things, if you fell out with certain people and they don't pay no mind, give yourself permission. If you made a mistake, if you done something in your past and you know it wasn't right, that's what a sin is. Nobody is perfect. If you done certain things that you know weren't right in your past, don't let nobody make you feel bad about it. And if you tell people and they feel the need to talk badly about you or tell other people or be grateful, that's a blessing in disguise. Those are people that you don't want to be around anyways. Those are people you do not want to be around anyways. So let people do what they do. Don't give people your time and energy. That's something I'm going to be working on for the rest of this month and this year is giving myself permission. Once you do, I feel like you'll feel good about yourself. You're not going to have to worry about what people say or do because everyone's going to talk anyways. It's just really about looking at the bigger picture. So I want to thank Miss Landaria and I want to thank Miss Tiffany. I will leave her information in the description box. So make sure you guys are following me on my Instagram and Twitter. I do plan on taking My Instagram and Twitter are more updated by posts and stuff. So make sure you guys are following me there. If you like this video, make sure you give it a big thumbs up. Make sure you comment down below and make sure you subscribe. And yes, until next time, you guys, peace.